Yeah, go ahead, Balki.
Yeah, what I was saying is today is the ECB decision on bond buying program,
Yeah.
and I think if I think today means tomorrow we will have some either gap up or gap down based on how the program was. But for today, I am expecting that people will take some profits. SGX Nifty shows that will be up by some. It was showing some 30 points or something. So we may gap up, we may go up little in the morning, but I'm expecting that by end of day we would have taken some profits and it would have corrected some extent.
Okay. So you're expecting a gap up open and then we'll do something after that. Yes. Okay. What's the Asian markets doing?
Asian markets are all green except Japan.
Yeah.
SGX Nifty is now up 33 points. So
there is.
And today we don't have great results. Today, instance, I think most of the big results are next week.
What are the results next week?
Next week, see, today there is Train, Biocon.
Okay.
Tomorrow, Colgate, Apco, BEL, Ultratech. Saturday we have Sriram Transport, Agrawell, Bati, United Spirits.
Okay.
Next week, next week you have Maruti, Idea.
Okay. Okay. So next week will be interesting.
I think next week there are big ones. You have to go near 29th, 30th. We have 29th and 30th. We have lots. HDFC, Asian Paints, IDFC, after Reddy's. I mean, Tech, ICICI Bank.
Okay.
So 29th and 30th, lot of.
Okay. So I think okay. Anything else?
Yeah, so that's why I was thinking that it may be a good idea to buy some calls.
Okay.
Because we are expecting. Question is whether we will rally from here or we'll correct some and we will rally later. We are definitely expecting a pre-budget rally. Budget is now on 28th, which is Saturday. So they are saying that they may open the market on that Saturday. So.
Is it? Okay, fine.
Yeah. So that it may be a good idea to buy some calls now, and if there is a correction, buy some more.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I know if there is a correction, I am expecting a lot of buying. So there may not be a deep correction.
Okay. Okay. Anything else? Hi, Madhu. Madhu has come.
Oh, okay.
Anything else, Balki?
February SGX Nifty is showing that 8800 and 8900 are sort of caps. February one. Okay, but February anyway doesn't have a lot of volume.
Okay.
But January is showing good floor in 8600.
You're looking at SGX Nifty options.
No, I'm looking at Nifty option chain.
Oh, okay.
Floor seems to be in 8600, 8500. So what I'm saying is, if there is a correction, I think 8500 may be the place where we will come. May not come below that in the next 5 days.
All right, fine. Okay. Done. Anything else?
No. Hi, Madhu.
Hi, sir. Hello, Busa. How are you?
Hi. Cold there.
Did you talk to Sid?
Yeah, I spoke to Sid. He told he'll come because he told he's still not overcome his jet lag. So he'll probably fall asleep by 8:30 or so. If he's awake, he told he'll come.
Okay. Let him sleep. Okay. So are you meeting him this time?
No, this time he's little busy. I'm not. He told he's not able to. I mean, he's still setting it up and getting settled.
Right.
So it will probably next time I'll try to meet you.
Okay. Are you going again soon?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. It depends on my schedule program.
Okay. Okay. Any take on the markets, Madhu?
No, actually, yeah, it's pretty good. Seems to be pretty good. I mean, in the positive. So I've not traded anything off late.
Okay.
Past 1 week, I've not done any trades.
Okay. Okay.
Musa, sir, I forgot to tell you, I bought I added to my spot portfolio last 2-3 days. Bought some more Ultratech.
Okay.
Yesterday I bought SPI and Ashok Leyland.
Okay. Cool.
So because whatever I'm holding in the spot, I'm wondering, which one to add and which one to subtract. So
okay.
Yesterday I looked at adding.
Okay. Cool. Good. Okay. So I'll just quickly review whatever comes to my mind. Of late, one of the big news has been, it was there all over the papers, of course, India's growth rate overtaking China's growth rate probably next year or the year after. And that will be the first time first time ever in the last 30 years that has happened. And one has to understand the significance of that, which is, more international or global investors could look at India versus China. It's always a relative game. It's never an absolute game. Where is growth better? And India could, if this happens and India's GDP stays higher than China's for, let's say, next few years or something, then India could become a very, very, very hot destination for foreign money. Second is China's index. If you look at the screen here now, is right from 2007. That was the peak of the China's index at around 5,954. And then this was the crash that they have at 1,078. Can you imagine what sort of a crash that they had? Much worse than ours, right? 1st of October 2008. And even now, they are at 3,200 only. All right? And
I can't see the screen.
Oh, sorry. I thought I shared it. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is where the Shanghai index was on the peak, 1st of October 2007. And look at the number. It was 5,954. 5,954 fell to 1,728. 2,000. That's a fall which is worse than ours. And it's been going sideways from there to 3,000. Even as we speak today, it's 3,320. So almost 50% of the 2007 peak in China. While here in India, we crossed our life high, and we are making new life highs, and things seem to be getting better here, while things are relatively getting worse in China. And I think that this is an extremely good lesson about tracking relative growth. There is this thing that we have this perception, very strong one actually, that as long as there is growth, things will be fine. And this is completely false, unfortunately. Growth is fine, but even when growth from high growth becomes medium growth, the markets fall like this, and they fall big time, as you can see. All right. Let me also take maybe a very different example, because this was mentioned on the WhatsApp group yesterday by Balki about all these fellows in IT losing jobs. It's a very sad situation, of course, at the individual level, but it's not like IT is not growing. IT is growing, but it is not growing as it used to, and there will be things that were created in anticipation of growth which are no longer required, apart from, of course, all the other things that were talked about, automation and inefficiencies and all that. All that's fine, but then I'm talking about macro trends, really big trends here, and why it's important, so critical.
Wish you happy birthday, Cho.
Why it is so critically important to actually be on top of macro trends and how they are changing. So even though growth is happening, the markets are actually not doing good, relatively speaking. So I hope this lesson is something that we really remember for years to come, because this just happens over and over again. So China's index at about 50% uh, of its peak, while India is making new life highs. So that's one thing. Then I think some other specific news is that in today's paper, coal reallocation. You remember we've been talking about this from 23rd Jan. And then I think there was something about, also in today's paper is some 3G spectrum swap. And then upcoming is, of course, Obama's visit. And as far as today is concerned, is ECB's bond buying. Okay. 58 billion per month. I mean, this is like, I don't know where to make sense of this and how to make sense of this. So one of the spin-offs from this has been gold has gone back up, and that's simply because money is going to lose value, and what do you need to put it? What do you need to put something in? Something meaning where you put value back in, and this is where it is. So gold has gone back up because money will now lose even more value. All right. So these, I think, are the main themes. Apart from that, of course, we have individual company news.
Results.
Yeah, results. And like you said, Balti, I think most of the big results are next week. All right. So, yeah, this is the scenario that I'm looking at. And US has been doing well overall as far as the economy and markets are concerned, while Europe has been literally going the other way, while Japan also is, so Japanese central bank met yesterday and they lowered their inflation expectations for the coming year, and they said they're going to continue printing money. So it's pretty mixed in many ways, and yeah, US is back on top in terms of driving the market. It will be many things this month, this year, in terms of China versus India, and I don't know, India, then US versus Europe, and see where that goes. All right. Okay. So that's it as far as the overall stuff is concerned. I think coming to the individual indices in India, so the Nifty is clearly made a new life high, and next week is a sort of short week. Monday is a holiday, plus it's also expiry week, and a lot of attention will be on Obama's visit before and after. So in terms of, I think, strength of this move in the last 1 week, we've seen some pretty good green candles, including the gap here. So that's one gap which is open, which needs to be filled. So for that, the market has to come down to 8,300 or 8,350 at some point in the future. Doesn't look like that's going to happen right now, unless there's some really disappointing news on a set of stocks in the index. In terms of indicators, I think all the indicators are looking pretty healthy. All MACD looking really opening up. Positively, and clearly, heading to much higher levels. So that and RSI also going up. Only thing is volumes are a bit of a concern. But again, we've seen this before where markets have rallied on not so good volumes. And with the next week's holiday plus expiry, all volumes may not really pick up till Feb comes. And then of course, let me put that also in terms of something to track. Feb will have the budget in the news, and the budget expectations are, let's put it that way. So whether the government really gives something, and well, all the noises are right so far. There is today's news saying that exemption from minimum alternate tax for REITs and infrastructure investment trusts. So that's definitely a flip up for infrastructure funding, and REITs and infrastructure investment trusts being not subject to alternate tax is definitely a good sign as far as creating a tax-friendly route to investments into the infrastructure thing. And we need a lot of money on that side, as we know. So infrastructure space could definitely be something to look at more closely in the days and weeks ahead. Okay. So Nifty.
Musa, if you see the Nifty volume which is given by the NSE Bhavka, it is actually increasing for last 3 days. And it is fairly good in the sense it is, we have reached almost same level as what was on 15th, which was a high volume recently.
Okay, great. Thanks for that input, Balki.
Same thing on Bank Nifty also.
Okay, cool. So if you go by that data, then the volumes are increasing, and then this up move becomes even more promising, and it's quite healthy. So I think 87, I'm not sure how much more headroom is there now. It's all blue sky area. Technically, in a sense, 9,000 could easily be achieved. Just another 250 points. We're not even talking about about 3% here, and that could quite easily happen if the results are good. Otherwise, really no way of making a prediction right now. 9,000 would be the first one, and I'm sure at some point 10,000 next year, or this year rather, could very well be on the cards. Just looking at it from a long-term perspective, weekly charts. So you had more or less a straight rise on a weekly chart from 6,000 to almost 8,300. Then you had a small correction, then another rise from about 7,500 to 8,500, and then another correction. And on the monthly charts, I don't know whether we can see this. It's going to be a mess, but just bear with me because I can't remove those horizontal vertical lines separating it out. You can see that on the monthly chart, right from Jan Feb 2014, we've not really had a monthly candle except for November, December, 2014, just one. And that too not really a correction in terms of having gone down like this and gone back up again. So all I'm saying is that these sort of corrections are required. They happen. I'm talking about the one like this here in 2003-4. Of course, then finally this one came because this 2003 to 7, the way it rallied off, and then you had this deep monthly. You need these monthly corrections also, essentially, is what I'm saying. Now, having said that, with all the printing of money going on, I don't really know how this is going to pan out. But as of now, all trends I think are now back up and quite healthy. About a month and a half back, sometime in mid-December or something, towards the end of December, there was a little bit of uneasiness in terms of some trends going down, some trends going up. We saw a lot of topping patterns, which actually didn't break down, which is actually a sign of strength. So the fact that they didn't break down itself is a sign of strength. All those head and shoulders and rounding tops, that some did, but most did not. So one could expect higher moves to at least 9,000, I would say, on the Nifty. Coming to individual indices, so Bank Nifty making new life highs, and I fully expect that banking stocks are still the flavor to be in. I think they will continue to make new life highs with the interest rate cut, and 27th we'll see what, or rather whenever RBI is meeting, we'll see what they have to say about, and that will give us a sense of what they expect to do in the future. One should not rule out bank stocks going higher. And I think it's just perhaps the beginning. Of course, there's this gap here in Bank Nifty, which may take some time to get filled, but I expect Bank Nifty to be making quite a few more life highs in the days to come. It's at 19,800, 20,000. Once it's crossed that, I think we'll see some more bullishness on that front. Remember, with an improving economy, you're likely to see stressed assets come down, and that will be another booster for so banks, interest rate cuts and their impact. Then we have improving economy, reduces stressed assets, and loan offtake will probably improve. Will improve. So all these factors should, I think, keep banks as one group or theme moving forward for probably the entire year. So I think many of the individual banks will definitely see much higher levels. Coming to other sectors, so BSE Power, very interestingly poised now again at this resistance level right today, and for all I know, will probably break, I think, and then BSE, the power index could be something that is a place to now start looking at once this breakout happens, which given all the factors concerned, generally, overall speaking, coal block allocation starting on 23rd, the interest rate reduction, improving economy, definitely they may not be mega buck returns, but steady returns in the year ahead should be expected on the power group. Realty, so we had that big jump in DLF 10% and then some move sideways, but again this infrastructure thing, real estate investment trust, remember that these are forces and factors that take months, quarters to shift and change, and one has to be very, very patient. Don't expect quick returns, but realty is, I think, another place to start looking at. I think infrastructure and realty could be the place that contribute to the market significantly going up ahead. IT is back almost to its life high. So this is in spite of not such good revenue growth in TCS and others, but some of the other companies have really done well. I think Wipro, etc. So IT is no sign of weakness at all, going to go up. Irony that while that's going up, the jobs are being lost, and it's there in the papers in Bangalore now. CNX mid-cap, so mid-cap index actually having gone up earlier than the Nifty index, but that is something that's really not new for us. We've kept saying that that's where probably the action is. Nifty Junior, new high. CNX Energy, so energy has clearly made a double, triple bottom, and I don't think energy is going to go back down now. All the heavyweights are in this, and energy, so while bearish all through December, has now bottomed out and is looking to move up. FMCG, Infra, one sec. Pharma. So pharma was one space where we had a lot of concerns, but in Jan it sort of broke out tentatively from the descending triangle, and now is back up to its almost its life high. So that was one drag on the sector which was dragging the index, and that's also healthy. PSU banks did a big move yesterday, and this shows you about, if you're patient. We were talking about buying PSU banks for weeks now, and I think they would have initially disappointed us last week when the 0.25% interest rate cut was announced, but now they have jumped up and sort of made their move and caught up with the private sector fellows. And like I said, I think just the beginning. In terms of the overall index, unfortunately this is only from 2011, this is the PSU, so it will make a life high. But if we were to have, say, this back calculated from 2006-07, we are definitely still below that high on the PSU side, though individual PSU banks like Bank of Baroda have really done well, especially yesterday. Apart from that, so autos again going up. So in spite of the withdrawal of the excise duty concession that was given, these are doing pretty okay. So sort of consolidation of the whole of December and now rising again. Consumer durables, big pop-up. So you have a clear rectangular consolidation going on here for about 4.5 months, and then now a move which takes it from about 9,100 to 10, say about 1,000 points. So we're talking about 11,000 easily. So consumer durables will definitely be, so we are looking at Titan, Videocon, Blue Star, Rajesh Exports, Gitanjali, VIP Industries, Bajaj Electricals and Whirlpool. Short-term trading opportunities for now, and could also become longer-term investing opportunities. So as I scroll back, one couple of interesting things. So one 3-year consolidation here. You can see it's inverted, huge inverted head and shoulder over left, right. Sorry, the head, the right broke out, but really didn't sustain the sort of move that one would have expected. Came back down, and then rallied very nicely in 2014. Did this head and shoulder top here, which did not break down. Which is a sign of strength. Now did a sideways rectangular consolidation and then is breaking out. So I think these could now rally quite a bit in the months ahead. So that might be one more space to keep a focus on. Capital goods has finally moved up and is at a threshold level. And once it breaks this is 6-month, 8-month resistance, one can expect capital goods to really zoom up to the next life high at around 20,000. So I think interesting. Today we found quite a bit. So banks, capital goods, consumer durables are definitely the places I would look at. I mean, autos are also good. Pharma is also good. IT is also good. All that's fine. But just putting on 2-3 which might really outperform. FMCG, so there's a big disappointment on the HUL, and then there's some talk about ITC results perhaps not being so good or something. Not sure, haven't read it in detail. Okay. And then healthcare, the same as pharma almost. Triple top will break out. BSE metals, so this is one place which sank, last week. And right now, this support, multi-year support, which is for 3 years, has held so far. Downtrend is pretty strong. However, we have a sort of tentative double bottom here. And once this breaks out on the other side, I think much higher levels could be expected on the metal stocks. Things are indicator-wise looking quite positive on that front. We've got this MACD positive divergence, and we had this here on the RSI also, a strong one, and so that is playing off right now. Whether this will last, I think it will. That's my feeling. Is something time only will tell, but yeah, this could be bottom picking time for metals, right? So bottom fishing, metals, infra, and realty. All right. Mid cap, oil and gas. Yeah, that's it. So I think that's how it is, and those are the stocks to really look at. This is the Sensex chart. We really usually don't look at it, but let me just zoom into it. Okay, so there we have the right. Done. So that's the overall market view. And if there are any individual stocks, we can discuss that. There is news today about one of the stocks we've been talking about for a long time, of course, which is Arvind. So Arvind is getting into the footwear market. I don't know. Any of you saw that news? I just want to, where's my Arvind stock? Yeah, is there today's news? 1.5 lakh crores apparently is the market size. Arvind is getting into it. So Arvind, we're looking at this after I don't know how long. So this is actually consolidation going on. If you look at the volumes, they have really tapered off. So there's not been much news on it, or at least much movement on it rather. And you can see the tapering off in volumes much clearer here. So might stay here for some time. Weekly MACD not really showing strength at this time, though stochastic has started to show some strength and RSI has. And once this gets crossed, then I think we should expect to see the next move, which could happen, which could be happening as we speak, or give it another week or two max, and we'll know the outcome of this. So if this happens, then I think Arvind going back to its high life of 335 is definitely on the card. So they're getting into the shoes thing. Remember, they're getting into that customized shirts thing. I'm not sure how that's gone, but they are definitely expanding. All right, so that's just going to stocks which we have been reviewing. Motherson, so this one has made a new life high. Yep, yesterday it moved up. Haha. What a nice time to do the IMR. So Motherson clearly new life high. I think you discount this volume, it has done that on high volumes. So 1.5 million shares, while yesterday there was half of that. So clearly something has ticked in the market. Maybe the results were out or something.
No, results are not yet out, I think.
Okay.
Even Arvind results are not out. No.
Okay. But it's clearly at this, and you could expect this probably to move up even more today, given that it went up on double volumes yesterday. So those of you holding the stock, congratulations. All right. So that's there. Then I think some other stocks you were mentioning, bulky, was Ashok Leyland, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that's at 863 now. If you remember what we were discussing about the Ashok Leyland story rather, it is that the capex cycle was over, their expansion is over, and now the revenue comes. And again, I want to reiterate something that when multi-month, multi-year cycles shift like this, then it always takes time for, or rather the impact of them on the stock prices tends to be lasting for several months and sometimes many quarters. And that's something to keep in mind as a long-term macro factor when you're investing long-term, and not look at short-term moves like this. You can move easily 10% around a fundamental, 10-20% around fundamental stuff, but on the core fundamental, it could go up 50-100% over 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, doesn't matter. And that's what Ashok Leyland is in. And who knows, this is probably a 100 rupee stock. It's at a complete life high after in a big laggard of many other stocks. And I think it will go up. And if there are corrections in this, one should use them to buy from a long-term investment perspective. Okay, all right. Madhu's talking about Wipro. Yeah, so Wipro gapped up on that wonderful news it gave. I'm not sure what the news was, but the results were really good. And almost a 10% thing. It had, closed at 555, and then the next day it opened at 590. So 10% up move, gap very much still wide and open. Looks like the news was so good that there's been an intraday attempt yesterday to push it down, but obviously there's deep interest in buying. The volume is still high, and this has again sort of been consolidating for the last most of the last part of the year 2014, and just a matter of time, I think, before it breaks up. And if you discount this 22,000.com peak, then probably headed there towards 1,000 rupees maybe in a year or two. Mindtree. Making life high is bulky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Corrected after the results. This was pretty good.
Is it? Okay. So result was good and it corrected, means the expectations of the market were not, okay, it corrected on big volumes. So result came out, looks like some disappointment in the market, at least as far as the result is concerned.
Yes.
But whatever. So 1,250, if it does come down at this point, looks like it's quite possible. Might be a good place to buy it again, in case one is looking at that. Yeah. Okay. What other stocks?
Exide.
Exide. Life high. Results or what yesterday? Again, volumes here. Looks like it's headed to 200. Some resistance at 190 or something.
Result is on 31st January.
Okay. So interesting that strong volumes yesterday. Wonder what happened. Does somebody already know the result and has bought in advance? Who knows? Check for news. In the last 1 week, 10 days, there was a big candle here. There was one yesterday, definitely on volumes. And even that day was on slightly higher. Actually, that day also on high volumes compared to the last 2 months. And volume has overall been building up in the last 3 weeks. So, looks like one could say this is distribution, but I think this is looking like accumulation. And interesting, this is like almost a proper breakout of a 4 or 5 year level, and then this could actually go much higher. And one thing to remember, all the input materials for these companies having gone down substantially, one can expect maybe higher prices because they just make more profits. All right, just to show, I don't know whether it is there or not. One sec, please give me a minute. I'll try and bring it up. We'll try and bring up the investor screen and see if we can get copper on that, because that's basically there, you know. Okay. Sorry, it's taking so long. I need a faster comp actually to move it from this comp. Yeah, come.
Motherson Sumi is up 2.5% today.
We are open, right? Okay, forgot.
475.
Okay, who's holding Motherson?
Congrats, Madhu. Congrats, Madhu. No, I had closed long, but Madhu I think holds.
Okay. Motherson head side. Okay, while this comes up, let me just get Amtech. Amtech, surprising. Okay.
Amtech has not been doing well.
All right. So if you look at copper, can you see this copper screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see the fall?
No, we can't see. Still showing Excite.
Hey, what happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, now we can see.
So if you look at this copper screen, this is the copper on MCX, and you know, first of 27 Jan, it was 460 rupees, 467. Now it is 350 rupees. That's a massive fall. You know, how much percentage is that? About 20%, 25% in your main input cost. You know? So obviously they're not going to reduce their retail price by 20%. Of course, it doesn't work that way, but it should have come down at least 10-15% in my opinion. But that hasn't clearly done that, so they're just clearly going to make more money. And this is a boost for the bottom line, essentially, without any need. Even if they don't sell more batteries, they're going to make more money. As a matter of fact, even if they sell less batteries, they might make more money, simply because their input cost is now much lower. So it'll be interesting to see how this pans out. Not only this, almost all our individual commodity prices are significantly down, right? So another theme to sort of keep in mind as far as anything like this is concerned, where there's been a recent fall in the input cost of the material. Amtech Auto, so I think even Amar Raja batteries and things like that will benefit like this. Okay, so some sort of a triple top there, and sort of a small attempt to go up, and we'll just have to wait and watch. Amtech Auto could take off, no doubt about that, the way it's looking. But my bigger concern would be, why has it been a laggard in this auto ancillary space? Why has it not gone up with the overall market of autos and the economy? So what are the specific company issues? And once I'm satisfied with that, then it might become a buy, because if it's going to start performing for whatever reason, then yeah, just go buy lots of that stock. But if it is going to still have fundamental concerns, or there's something specific to the industry, to the company, that I think is quite clear. We've seen many other auto ancillary companies do extremely well. So once that is out of the picture, whatever that concern is, I would buy. But if I want to stick purely to technicals, then I think once it's above 220 thereabouts, that's the time to think about buying it. Right. Yeah. So that's Amtech. Any other?
LIC housing.
New life highs, new life highs, new life highs. So another space, I think, housing finance, which probably will do well in the months and years ahead, given the revival of the economy, given the revival of reducing interest rates. Like I'm saying, I think the theme for today's session is all about this. It's much more than individual companies, or it's the longer term themes that are developing, which, what did I do? Which we need to sort of, ride the wave. And if there's one thing that I hope, two lessons that we could take away from today is, one is understanding how far-reaching, deeply impacting, and time-consuming these long-term trends are, and why patience is such a critical ingredient of taking benefit of that. And second, I hope you're now going to get this whole thing about, actually a lot of things. Let me just put this down. As I'm thinking, there are more and more things coming to my mind. So patience with macro trends to play out over months and quarters. What did I want to say? Opportunities. Yeah, you are now going to see that there are more opportunities than money, than funds to invest. I hope you really get this, right? It's going to be really interesting. So doesn't really matter, and I'm saying this with all seriousness. 50 lakhs, 50 crores, 500 crores, you could invest them fully over the next few years. And I think, of course, I'm not saying you just invest and forget, but you've seen this in LIC, you've seen this in Motherson, you're seeing it in Arvind now. Go across the world, you've seen in Ashok Leland, and we've been talking about them for the last 6 months at least, and you've seen where they were, where they are. Some have not moved much, but they're beginning to move. Some have moved a lot, like Ashok Leland, etc. And the last one that I want to put is, sort of doing nothing is doing a lot. You will get a sense of this also. I mean, basically, what is it that we're going to do? We're going to just review and review. That's it. I mean, unless you really have more money, you don't need to be a short-term trader in a time like this, and just take advantage of the markets, right? Okay. Yeah. So I think these three things you're going to really see how they play out in the months and quarters ahead. Right. Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, housing finance, HDFC went up some, I think 5% one day and 3% yesterday or something.
Yeah.
It was the biggest more in index.
Huge. So, right from August, it has actually not performed. And then in 3 days, it just zoom. It's gone from 1,150 to 1,300. And it's there on volumes also. And you can expect this to, go higher, 1,500 easily. Any correction, buy. There is no doubt about that. Another one which, we might have been disappointed for about, but if one had the patience, would have paid off. Look at Bank of Baroda. right? So this did nothing here. That's where it should be. And then yesterday in one day, after doing nothing for most of December, has now gone up, and see the volumes it's gone up on. What's Bank of Baroda doing today?
Today's market is flat.
Okay.
Bank of Baroda is down today.
How much?
Oh, the Bank of Baroda has a split.
22nd. No, yeah, Bank of Baroda, Corporation Bank, etc. What's the price?
222.9.
So it's a 5 is to 222. That translates into 1,110 basically. So anyhow, I don't know whether this is a pre-split spike or a new spike or whatever it is, but it doesn't make sense to buy it on a pre-split spike and all. But anyhow, so 220, this chart will correct today, tomorrow and all. But the point is
229, it moved to opened at 229 and high is 228 and now it is 220.
I mean, if you look at 229, 228, that means on a back adjusted price is 1145. It closed yesterday at 1127, 1145, 20 rupees more. I mean, that's a lot. And then whatever, selling, cooling off, profit booking, that's all it's happening. It's going to go much higher now. It again becomes a more affordable stock for small retail investors. You're going to get even more interest in it. Right, so this is one. Just wanted to sort of, and I think I don't know what happened to ICICI Bank. How come here no loan lines? So we had kept talking about the whole thing about ICICI Bank being a big laggard, and now only breaking out of the 2007-2008 peak. And you can see how after breaking out it has taken test of that several times and has now just come there, and just again it's another, what's that phrase in English, latecomer to the party. Many of the other bank stocks have gone up and this is only now starting to move. The other one, the one on which Sid lost money, but now is, I mean, if he had just rolled it over, I think it was Axis Bank, right?
Yes.
500, look at where it is now. 545, 550. So patience. That's where it is. Yeah, so I think across the board, if you look, you're going to find news and events like this. Lots of sideways consolidations, nothing happening, getting freaked out with all other stocks around you going up, but not yours, and then one day, just a matter of time it goes up. So that. Okay. Anything else, or shall we close, keep it short and sweet?
Yeah, I wanted to buy housing finance. So I'm still not decided whether to LIC or Day1 Housing or GIC Housing. All of them look.
Whether you take the private side and D1 and Refco or whatever, they're all I think looking good. The thing is this, I mean, if you're looking at housing finance, you're buying them for your investment portfolio, then remember that we are talking about thematic investing here. I mean, you're looking at structural changes in the economy, you're looking at things that are going to be impacting these stocks for weeks, months, quarters, and at the grave risk of being wrong, don't be surprised if all these housing finance stocks are double or triple the price 5 years down from where they are. So even if they have gone up already, I don't know, 2x, 3x, they could still go up another 2x, 3x after 5 years. Can't rule that out. And with this ECB printing money and all of that, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't reflect directly, but that money has got to go somewhere. And some of that money you can be sure is going to go into emerging markets. So, I mean, it just flows everywhere nowadays. So, who knows? Anything else? I mean, it's back to this bottom 3 points here, as far as housing finance is concerned. or I think for that matter, many other things. Anything else?
That's it from me.
Okay, great.
No, that's it. That's it.
All right, so just one or two quick announcements. I don't know if you must have heard of this thing, Imtex 2015. So this is the Indian Metal Cutting Machine Tool Exhibition. This is going on in Bangalore right now, and it ends on 28th. I am planning to go there on the 27th, which is Tuesday. So that is coming Tuesday. So 26th is holiday, 26th, 27th. I have a friend there who has a stall. Gave me a call yesterday and invited me to come over. It's huge apparently, some 800 stalls, 900 stalls. Even if you spend 1 minute there, it's 900 minutes, that's 10 hours. Obviously, won't be going into details, but I think capital goods space, within that capital goods space, something very niche and very specific in this cutting tools thing. If you just want to get a sense of the size of the industry, the complexity of the machines, the cost of the machines, maybe probably see stuff that of some of the companies we've heard about on the market but never seen their products. And on the other hand, we'll probably come across many companies who we have never heard of, probably on the market, stock market. So the idea is just to put some ground to these names which we have no understanding of. So I'm going to put this out on BIC also, but in case you guys, we can form our own small group and go and maybe have a discussion along the way. So probably be there the whole of Tuesday. It's off Tumkur Road, that Bangalore International Convention Center. So if anybody is wanting to come, let me know and we'll sync up on this. The entry is free. There's no charge. So that, and it's the last day or second last day. Going on 28th, my friend said everybody will be in wind down mode. You're not going to see much. 27th will be a good day to go. 26th, Saturday, Sunday, Monday probably crowded with the general visitors. 27th being Tuesday and working day. Hopefully there'll be a smaller crowd there. So yeah, that's one thing. The other thing is just I got invited by the Indian Institute of Plantation Management, which is a Government of India organization, to come and speak there today. So I'm going there today afternoon, going to talk about commodities. So let's see how it goes. It will be interesting. I'll let you know about how that goes. So go and have a look at their website. I'll have to do some reading up to be sure I'm up to the mark. iipm.edu.in. Looks good. So there, yes, and if anybody wants to come, let me know. It's actually a faculty development program for people across India. But I can always say I'm getting a friend or a colleague along. They won't have any problems with that. So in case you want to come, then let me know. Okay, thanks Madhu. So done. Let's wind down. Have a great day. Make some money, and we'll catch up tomorrow evening for the regular weekly IMR on Friday. Yeah. Thank you. Good morning and good night.
Yeah, Musa.
Yeah, Madhu.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Just stop the recording. I need to talk to you regarding the mail.
Sure. Done. All right. So done. Thank you.